Hello everyone, I don't know what the hell happened with this Odyssey, but it did not release at the correct time for me. I'm hoping it's a global thing and my computer didn't just freak the hell out, but it is currently 8:30 in the morning. I am not used to existing at this time, but let's see what Odyssey we've got, because this has come out roughly, what? Not 12... 16 hours late for me. Then again, I don't know exactly what time it came out, but probably while I was sleeping. Anyway. Magic water. Magicians beware, these balloons are even more slippery when wet. Weird. Alright, cool. Hold on, monkey knowledge off. Monkey knowledge off. Can't be doing that. Okay. What? Okay, well, none of these maps look particularly awful except for the last one. And it's not extreme mode, so it's better than last week. So, what have we got? Park Path Hard Magic Monkeys only. Seems fair. A little bit faster Moabs and balloons. Same thing, only to round 63 though. Okay, that's odd. The Cabin only to round 63. Spice Islands to round 80. Off the Coast also to round 80, but Magic Monkeys only all throughout. Okay, that makes our monkey choices much easier. What's going to be difficult here? Because these two only go to 63 as if something's going to be drastically difficult. Okay, let's have a look. I'm pretty sure Oben's a no-brainer here. Oben buffs Magic Monkeys, so it's not likely I'm going to pick anything else. Get rid of you, get rid of you. This is my lineup right here. These are my boys. 3 of each, and then... You know what, because it's Oben, we should probably throw in some druids. And then like 1 super monkey, just because it feels weird to leave them out. Alright, sorry for the delay. I'm just gonna jump into this as soon as I frickin' can. So let's get this going. We should be able to do this pretty much easily with just the ninja, if I'm honest. Let's go. Let's go. No hesitating. It is 8:30 in the morning. I want my breakfast. And I also wanted my Odyssey yesterday at around 4 PM, but that didn't happen, so, you know, sometimes we don't get what we want, but that's okay. Ninja Kiwi's probably got a lot of shit going on. I can forgive them for releasing an Odyssey later than they normally would. Right. I don't exactly know what time this would have released either. Like, when it didn't release at 4 the other day, as it usually does, I waited, you know, the appropriate time intervals. At first I was like, okay, maybe it's like a few minutes late, so I waited till like 4:15. No, not 4:15. It was like, okay, maybe 4:30. Not 4:30, and I was like, okay, it's probably quite a bit late then. Waited till 5, oh, no, not 5, 6, not 6, 7, not 7, all the way up until like 12:15, no, all the way up until like around 1 AM, and I was just like, okay, this ain't coming while I'm awake. So then I had to go to sleep, and I actually set an alarm. So I was like, I'm doing this as soon as I can. So my apologies for the delay, however much of one there is. But, yeah, for some reason, I don't know if it was just for me or if it was for everyone, but the Odyssey did not show up on time. And I know it's happened in the past, usually around the time when they've planned on releasing something else. So like if, actually no, let's put Oben here. So like usually it happens whenever they're trying to release like multiple things all at once, you know, like they're working on Odyssey as well as an update, as well as a race, as well as a new boss or something, I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know why it didn't work this time around, but, or maybe they just didn't have an Odyssey ready or something, I don't know. But, anyway, regardless, I'm not dead. I'm still doing the Odysseys. Nothing to fear. Just Just pretend that I woke up super late. You know, I like fell asleep at like 3:30 and then woke up at 8:30 in the morning. You know, casual 16-hour nap. But yeah, just pretend I'm like late for class or something instead. Either way though, I love me some Magic Monkeys Only. Actually, that's not fully true. I did play Magic Monkeys Only the other day, and I hated it. And the only reason I hated it was because... And I've got a question to ask all of you about this. If you don't have double the cash, you know? How there's that double cash game mode where you can pay extra real monies to essentially have double starting cash as well as double cash overall in order to get through certain maps. I know that's like the biggest crutch in my opinion, but if you're playing Magic Monkeys Only, right? So you've only got the Magic Monkeys to choose from, and you don't have double cash, and you don't necessarily want to use powers, which I feel like shouldn't be a necessity to beat a map. Is it possible to beat Magic Monkeys Only on Flooded Valley? Now don't get me wrong, your hero choice will make a drastic difference in whether you win or lose, but your hero either has to be something like Psy, Pat, or Admiral Brickle. Or something I can't think of at the moment. Which I thought was interesting, because I don't know how you would beat that map without just spamming wizards and having one hero do all the purple popping power. And even then, that hero also needs to detect camo. Because let's face it, out of all of these towers, the one that can easily see over boundaries or walls in Flooded Valley would be the wizard. Also gets the massive range boost from his top path upgrades. So, again, wizard. Because a lot of the other things... Well, I mean, the alchemist can ignore barriers completely, so I guess he can throw down a couple of them. I didn't really think of that at the time. Mainly because when I think DPS, I don't immediately think alchemist. Maybe for buffing something else, but not on its own. But yeah, so Magic Monkeys Only, Flooded Valley, no powers. Why is that on last? No powers, and no monkey knowledge. You can use as much monkey knowledge as you like, but that just intrigued me, you know? Because I lost a hell of a lot of lives, even with monkey knowledge. Just trying to start on that map, and then I gave up on it because I was like, what the hell am I doing? Because admittedly, I do feel like I need to practice more with the harder difficulty maps. And I'm completely fine with owning that, you know? Like, I am terrible with some of the harder difficulty maps. And so I legitimately wanted to practice. After playing on Workshop for the last Odyssey, I really felt like I needed to step up my game. And, you know, because if there was ever an Odyssey where it was just like, oh yeah, Workshop just 3 to 80, go for it. And it was an extreme mode Odyssey, I don't know if I could genuinely do super well there. So I wanted to do a bit of practice. Oh, damn, I am tired. Can you tell? It's like, it's not from lack of sleep, it's just waking up super early and being like, is the Odyssey here? I feel like Dumbledore in that one part of Harry Potter where he's like, Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Anyway. Let's get some of this action going. Yeah. There we go. But yeah, just overall, this Odyssey's been a bit of a mess, but, you know, good on you, Ninja Kiwi. You fixed it, or you threw it in as soon as you had it ready. So, you're all good in my books. At least it's here, and at the very least you've given us 5 days to work on it. Which is awfully kind. Unless, of course, that 5 days turns to 4 days at around the 4 p.m. mark today. But it's fine. 5 days to complete an Odyssey is always great. You know, nothing super crazy there. There we go, throw down a few more druids. These guys obliterate anything that's lower than a Moab. And honestly, I keep forgetting about them. I forget they exist. I really do. And I feel a little bad sometimes. Because I'll forget they exist when they're such good popping power, and that they probably would have saved my ass in countless of other games. I just didn't think to use them. But yeah, this is a classic strategy for me. Honestly, I do this even without playing Magic Monkeys only. Because I just love my boy Oben. Oben's my favorite. Why does that say 2? I've only got 1 Pop Lust. But yeah, we'll see how we go with this, because I don't necessarily know if this is a good setup for 63. What could we get otherwise to absolutely obliterate 63? I suppose we could just sell everything and go for a Prince of Darkness. Oben's not bad for 63. His Wall of Trees usually grabs at least 1 wave and a bit of the ceramics. And since Oben's sort of in the middle here, if we just place this right at the back and then put the Wall of Trees, I think we'll be fairly safe for 63. Shouldn't be many problems at least. In fact, I might even throw a wizard up here just to sort of decamo everything super early. Yeah, we'll go unpopped army, why not? And we'll make a little side money as well. Bit of a side hustle. Oh yeah, our DPS is insane right now. Oh, I'm glad it's a chill Odyssey. If I had to wake up and be like intensely thinking of how the fuck I'm gonna beat double HP Moabs on Workshop when I couldn't beat it normally last week, my brain would have collapsed in on itself and I would have been like, I need breakfast first. Oh yeah, we're fine. Combo of 2 lots of necromancy as well as these boys just dragging half of the round 63 underneath the map. Beautifully easy. Okay, cool. So it seems like it's really is gonna be like a fairly chill Odyssey. I like that. I like that. Free monkey money is always appreciated. And again, sorry that it's been so late. I would have stayed up later, but I've got other things to do today that are time-based. So I'm sorry I'm not bringing this to you guys like the second it releases, but as soon as I was available in my busy schedule of I'm sleeping right now to, you know, function well, I jumped on this the second I woke up. Also, I had some weird-ass dreams. Like, I feel like I always dream about my high school mates. And I feel like there's an obvious reason for that. I miss them badly. Like, that's like the only one good thing about high school is that people that I enjoyed the company of existed there. You know, other than that, high school wasn't super duper great. But admittedly, I do sort of regret that too. I do regret not making closer friends with certain people in high school, all in all. But anyway, onto my dream. So, my high school was a Catholic high school. Not that I turned out very Catholic in the end. You know, great values and all that, but yeah, just not really for me. And to be honest, if it's for you, great, I love it. It's a good set of ideals and beliefs for me to have grown up with. And it's not some sort of satanic cult that indoctrinates. Well, it doesn't. If you're good and you believe in Catholicism or Christianity, then you're not trying to jam it down other people's throats. I feel like that's just a general consensus. If you're a good person and you believe in a religion, you're not trying to force feed it to other people. And that makes you a very kind person. And regardless of your religion, I appreciate that. So yeah, didn't really work out for me. Anyway, so I had this dream that I was in church. Now, church was a very frequently visited thing while I was growing up and going through school. Obviously, it was a Catholic school, so you know, they kind of wanted you to go to church. And I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. I just have to sit and be quiet for a little bit. All good, no hassles here. It's not gonna kill me, right? And so, for some reason, because like, if you were, I think it was like, the higher up you are in terms of year level, the further to the back you sit. So if you're like pre-primary or kindy or something like that, just really young and super early into going to school, you pretty much sat right at the front, you know? No room for messing around, although because you're such a young kid, you're still going to anyway. And then as you get older, you know, year 1, year 2, year 3, you progressively sat further and further towards the back, right? So in this dream, I think I was in year 12. So I was right at the back. Like, I think I was back right corner or something, but as dreams go, it wasn't laid out as I had expected, but at the same time, I didn't question it. So instead of the long-ass seats facing forward towards the display, I suppose you could call it, they were all sort of like facing the catwalk in between, which was super strange. Alright, this one's only to 63, right? So I don't have a lot of time to talk here. But yes, so instead of facing directly forward, we were all sort of facing each other, divided down the middle, which I thought was a little odd, but I didn't really question it at the time. Okay, let's do something like that. See how many lives we lose. We shouldn't lose too many. There's only a couple of round 4 starts as far as I'm aware, right? How many lives is that? Ooh, sneaking a few extras. Oh, wait. Oh, nah. Thought we could sneak in more, but to be honest, this Odyssey seems fairly chill, so I'm not going to try and protect those lives with my life. I think we'll be alright if I ignore a few. Come on. Come on. Ah, it's an odd number. Not a fan. Anyway. So yeah, I was walking in from the back, and so I think that's like the main entrance for everyone. So if you're walking in from the back, you've got the longest walk if you're right at the front, you know, if you're in the younger classes. But if you're in year 12 like I was, short trip, take a seat, done. You just have to sit there and either pay attention if you care, or zone out if you don't. Just don't be a pain in the ass to the teachers, which was my objective, right? So I walked in, I looked at my mates, they were sat down, well, one of them was sat down right at the back. And like, there's usually a bit of leeway in terms of extra room. Like the year 12s would have to sort of scoot forward a little bit because we didn't exactly fill the church out every single time. So there was a little bit of leeway in terms of extra room for either random people that wanted to come to church and hang out and, you know, join the service or whatever, or just, I don't know, if for some reason we had extra people at the school. I don't know. Anyway, So my mate was right at the back, aka leaving a few rows of empty seats in front of him. And usually that goes terribly. Because we have tried that a few times, where it's like, oh, we're just trying to be polite, we're just trying to be nice, we're just leaving extra space in case more people show up, or if a certain class hasn't appeared yet. And then the teachers all look at us and scowl at us, and we're just like, what the fuck are you trying to pull? Move forward! Right? Very, very Catholic values of them. No, they weren't that mean. But, anyway. I should probably just get into the meat and bones of this dream. So I saw one of my mates, and I was just like, okay, cool, I'll sit next to you at some point. But I was waiting for everyone else to sort of take their seats, you know, long line. I didn't want to get in the way. So I was just like, yeah, everybody else sit down first, and I'll sneak in afterwards and grab my seat. Easy enough. And as I was walking, just to sort of get to where my friend was, I looked to my left, and I saw one of my other friends, and she's really good at art, in my opinion. I don't know if she'd agree if you asked her, but she was really good at art, and I looked over to her, and it was like I was either drunk, or I too was super sleepy in the dream or something. But I looked over, and she only had one eye. And it was drawn on, right? So, like, ordinarily I'd look over, see that she didn't have an actual face, except just one eye, roughly, like, I'd say half a centimeter to a centimeter below where her bottom lip should have been. But yeah, she just had a single eye, and it was really close to her chin, for some reason. I don't know why. And I didn't seem to question that, because I saw that it was drawn on, even though it was blinking at me, or winking at me, whatever you want to call it, and just like looking around and shit. I just saw that it was like colored in with pen, and so I was just like, oh cool, wow, that's really amazing, what a great artist you are. And it didn't cross my mind that maybe blinking couldn't have been easily, quickly drawn and changed at the time. So that didn't really cross my mind. I was just like, wow, what a great artist you are, instead of, wow, where the fuck did your face go, and why is it just that? Anyway, so she only had one eye, and I was like, cool, great, as you do. And then my mate was like whispering to me, but also wasn't being quiet, you know, sort of whisper shouting at my direction. And he was basically signaling for me, and I was just like, what do you want? And he's like, come sit here, right at the back with me. I'm like, okay, sure, fine. But I tried to make it a bit more subtle, you know? Because at the start of the service, everyone usually stands. I think it's sort of like a church / courtroom thing, where it's just some sort of sign of respect to stand and sort of greet someone, rather than just be sat down and be like, up yours. Which was, you know, the more casual greeting for high schoolers. But, yeah, so we were all stood. We all usually get down, or get in there, sit down, when the priest or whatever shows up, then we all stand and greet them. As a very nice school, which, you know, the second we get out onto the playground, it's the complete opposite. But, yeah, so when everybody stood up, I sneakily tucked myself in right next to my friend. And then, obviously, when everyone sat back down again, bang. Smooth criminal, just snuck right in. No questions asked. No dodgy deeds been done, right? Everything went flawlessly. And then I'm not sure what happened or how it happened from that point, but essentially, time passes, I assume, and for some reason I'm right at the front. Now, admittedly, this isn't as much of a random occurrence as you might think, or like a random jump in time, because let's face it, if you're sat next to your mates in a situation where you're meant to be quiet as fuck, usually, in school at least, one of you gets moved. And I'm talking like across the planet type of moving, you know? It's not just oh, maybe don't talk to him, or move one seat over, because that doesn't stop shit. So anyway, I assume I was moved to the front because I was being a little shit, or my mate was being a little shit, and I copped it. Either way, though, let's get one of these as well. Either way, I was at the front for some reason now, and I don't know why. And the only other thing I remember about my dream was having a chat with a teacher, which usually means I was the one that was in trouble, you know? If I'm having a chat with a teacher after being moved, usually that's because they're thinking like, oh, maybe I can convince him of why he's wrong. Or maybe I can, you know, give him some wise words of how to be a better person next time. And usually that goes straight over my head because the first primal thought in my mind is, I don't want to be fucking moved. So I was being immature as usual. And, oh, can't do that actually. Need to make it around there, because when that buff runs out, it pushes it back anyway. So yeah, I was being super immature, as you do. As any respectable teenager would do. And then the only other thing I remember from that is, I think it was my mate from earlier came out of the bathroom, obviously looking normal, but with half her chin eye, not her regular eyes. Those came back though. That was a relief. But yeah, half her chin eyes were gone, or singular rather. Half her chin eye was gone, and I remember absolutely freaking the fuck out. I remember, like, screaming my head off, being like, what the shit? As if that was the most fucked up thing I had ever seen in the world, because in my mind, the face I remember being hers was melting off. And I was like, what? No! Fuck! And then, you know, panic ensued. Everyone was like, what's wrong? And then, yeah. Good times. I generally just caused mass panic in the church, and then I woke up. So cool. Anyway, that was Magic Water Part 1. I'll get around to doing Magic Water Part 2 today rather than tomorrow, just so that you guys have a bit more of a heads up on how to complete this Odyssey. But yes, for now, Part 1 is finished. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.